Good evening. We start with storm coverage tonight. Eastern Washington and North Idaho are still on high alert for floods and high winds. In Coeur d'Alene, firefighters had to cut down a 130-foot tree that was in danger of falling on homes. The fire department says that tree was split during last night's high winds, and 5 homes were temporarily evacuated. To flooding now, and several rivers, the St. Joe River at St. Mary's, are at flood levels, and they could get higher and higher. KXOI4's Colleen O'Brien spent the day in St. Mary's to find out how that community is dealing with these floods.
When you get to St. Mary's and start driving along the St. Joe River, which is just beyond that tree line there, you know that it is flooded, but people here don't seem to be too concerned. Not after a year like 1996, when the river almost reached this high school.
Just happens every year.
Though the word flood sounds serious, Paul Soten says this is the natural ebb and flow of St. Joe.
I think this is the second or third time that's come up this year.
Through most of St. Mary's, the rivers look swollen. A little further out, it's more up close and personal, lapping at the doorsteps of waterfront property. Here in this backyard, kids were jumping on this trampoline just yesterday. Not so much today. It's a slight inconvenience, but nothing like the 1996 flood. That was a flood.
Several millions of gallons worth of water in here.
One of a few Joe Epler has seen in his nearly 50 years in St. Mary's.
Yeah, I've seen 64, 74, 96, and then 97, obviously, we had a spring flood.
Joe is the DIKE District 1 chairman and has seen it all. At one point in 96, FEMA had to step in. About the same time, his son had to use watercraft to get to his high school class.
Yeah, it does have its good times, though, in the summertime. But yeah, my son in 96, we lived here while it was flooded, and he tied the bus up, or the boat, and he would take his boat over to the high school.
In Joe's backyard, 12 steps are underwater. By this time tomorrow, a few more will go under, but the river will not reach the tops of the levees.
That's roughly about 3 to 3.5 feet below the tops of these levees.
No, they're not worried about the St. Joe this time.
It's a yearly thing, so it's expected.
Again, the St. Joe River is just beyond that tree line there, and it will crest tomorrow night at 37 feet. That's just a foot below major flood level. In St. Mary's, Colleen O'Brien, KXOI4 HD News.